Most professionals try to improve communication at the sentence level. They try to sound better. They try to explain better. They try to write more clearly. But in real work, weak communication usually starts before the sentence. It starts when you are not clear about why this matters, what trust signal you need to send, who the receiver is, and what outcome you need. Hi, I'm Fernando Diaz. This is Workplace Growth Lab, the channel dedicated to your professional growth, and you're watching Lesson 5 of the Career Communication Foundations course. If you want the full course, click the playlist link in the description and the first pinned comment. And if you're new here, this lesson is the 10-minute integration review, the fast overview of what Course 1 is really trying to change. In this lesson, I'm going to take the 4 core ideas from this micro-course and turn them into one simple communication ritual you can actually use at work. Here's why this matters. A lot of professionals think communication is something you polish after the real work is done. But this course has been making a different argument from the beginning. Communication is part of how work becomes visible, trusted, useful, and actionable. That is why communication changes careers. Quick question for you. Which one needs the most work in your communication right now? Visibility, trust, audience, or outcome? Comment with the one that feels weakest today. Now let's make the full course simple. Lesson 1 gave us the first idea. If people cannot quickly understand the value of your work, strong work gets ignored. That was the visibility lesson. Lesson 2 gave us the second idea. Trust grows when communication reduces uncertainty. That was the trust lesson. Lesson 3 gave us the third idea. A message is only good if it is useful to the receiver. That was the audience lesson. Lesson 4 gave us the fourth idea. Communication gets clearer when the desired outcome is defined first. That was the outcome lesson. Those are the 4 foundations: visibility, trust, audience, outcome. Now here is the key move. Most people learn those as separate ideas, but in real work, they operate as one system. So let's connect them. The first question is, why does this matter for my role and reputation? That is the visibility question. If you cannot answer why the message matters professionally, your communication will often sound procedural, not meaningful. The second question is, what trust signal do I need to send? That is the trust question. Do people need confidence that you are reliable? Do they need clarity? Do they need follow-through? Do they need early risk visibility? The third question is, who is the receiver and what do they need? That is the audience question. A peer, a manager, and an executive do not need the same message in the same form. And the fourth question is, what outcome do I need? That is the direction question. What should happen after this message? A decision? Alignment? Action? Approval? Ownership? This is the full ritual. Why does this matter for my role and reputation? What trust signal do I need to send? Who is the receiver and what do they need? What outcome do I need? If you run those 4 questions before important communication, your message quality improves fast. Now I'm going to show you how these 4 ideas work together in one real workplace scenario. But first, subscribe if you want the full training in order. Workplace Growth Lab is built like a step-by-step curriculum, not random tips. Now let's make it real. Imagine you need to send an update to your manager because a project milestone may slip. Most people would start like this. Quick update. We found a few issues and the timeline may change. Engineering is looking into it. I'll share more soon. That sounds normal. But it is weak for 4 reasons. It doesn't explain why this matters for your role or for the work. It doesn't send a strong trust signal. It is not shaped for the receiver. And it doesn't define the outcome. Now let's apply the full ritual. First, why does this matter? Because your professional reputation is affected by how you communicate risk, clarity, and ownership when things get messy. Second, what trust signal do you need to send? You need to signal clarity, calm, and follow-through. Third, who is the receiver and what do they need? Your manager needs impact, risk, recommendation, and next checkpoint. Fourth, what outcome do you need? You need alignment on the revised timeline and approval on the next step. Now the message gets better. Update, we found a validation issue that may delay Friday's milestone by 1 day. Impact, the release is still recoverable, but we need a decision today to protect quality. Recommendation: shift the milestone by 24 hours so engineering can fix and retest. I'll confirm final scope by 3 p.m. Same situation, different communication. Because now the message is tied to reputation, trust, audience, and outcome. That is what this course has really been building. Not prettier wording, not corporate theater, a better operating system for communication at work. Now let's talk about the most expensive mistakes across all 4 lessons. Mistake 1. Thinking communication starts when you open the email window or the Slack box. It starts before that. Mistake 2. Focusing only on what you want to say, instead of what the receiver needs to understand. Mistake 3. Trying to sound smart instead of reducing uncertainty. Mistake 4. Sending information without direction. And mistake 5. Treating communication like a style issue when it is actually a work-moving issue. So what should you practice this week? Use the 4-step ritual before 3 important messages, not 20, just 3. Before your next important update, ask, why does this matter for my role and reputation? What trust signal do I need to send? Who is the receiver and what do they need? What outcome do I need? That is enough to change the quality of your communication very quickly. Now let's recap the whole course in one sentence. Career communication improves when you combine career awareness, trust-building behavior, audience thinking, and outcome-first preparation. That is the system. Visibility helps people see your value. Trust helps people rely on you. Audience thinking makes the message useful. Outcome-first preparation gives the message direction. And when those 4 work together, communication stops being random. It becomes professional leverage. Now here's what comes next. In Course 2, I'll show you how to turn raw thoughts into clear, decision-ready communication. Because even when your thinking is right, a messy message can still slow everything down. And the first framework in that next course is one you'll start noticing everywhere once you learn it. The ladder of clarity. If you want Course 2 next, hit like. I'll see you in the next lesson.